Please stand for the procession of the flags. Good afternoon again, and welcome to the 2026 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. program. Since 1997, we have gathered each year as a community to honor the life and legacy of Dr. King, a man whose moral clarity, vision, and unshakable courage continue to guide us in the pursuit of justice. Today, as we reflect on his impact and carry forward his dream, we center our program on this year's theme, the art of protest. The King holiday offers us not only a moment of remembrance, but a call to action, a chance to recommit to the unfinished work of justice. Dr. King was a master orator, a strategic organizer, and a student of the human spirit. But he was also an artist of change. Through his words, his marches, and his unwavering belief in the power of love, he painted a vision of a better world. Protest is, at its essence, an art form. In many ways, it is the simple action of seeing something wrong in the world and taking action to fix it. It is the creative expression of hope in the face of injustice. Throughout history, artists have used their voices, canvases, and bodies to speak truth to power. Frida Kahlo's portraits dare to show the pain, pride, and politics of identity. Zora Neale Hurston wove the truths of Black Southern womanhood into stories that disrupted the mainstream narrative. Nina Simone sang of Mississippi's burning with fire in her voice. These artists and so many others have reminded us that art is not separate from struggle. It is often born from it. At Columbus School for Girls, we teach our students that their voices matter and that they can use those voices to move the world. We know that the understandings of justice are nurtured in classrooms, cultivated in studios, and sparked on stages. Whether through visual art, music, poetry, movement, or public speaking, our young people are learning that to create is to resist, and to imagine is to protest. So as we share in today's program, let us recognize protest not only as a march in the street or the visuals that we typically associate with the idea of protest, but also as a mural on a wall, a stanza in a poem, a question asked in a classroom. Let us continue to uplift the artists among us, especially the young women who are learning to transform their truth into beauty, their pain into power, and their ideas into impact. Dr. King once said, "Almost always, the creative, dedicated minority has made the world better." Today, we stand in that tradition as witnesses, as learners, and as creators. So thank you for being a part of this celebration, and may today inspire each of us to use our own forms of artistic expression to bend the arc of the universe more boldly toward justice. At this time, please join me in welcoming Khadijah Fall, Form 12, who will lead us in the first portion of our program.
Thank you so much, Ms. Seals. Good afternoon, everyone. As Mrs. Seals said, my name is Khadijah Falls, and I'm the leader of the Beam of African American Culture Club. Please stand if you are able and follow along in your program as we recite today's responsive reading. This was written by the Reverend Dr. James Forbes Jr. I will read the whole passage and you will read the call of praise. After the reading, we will all remain standing for the singing of We Shall Overcome. We Shall Overcome has got to be more than a memory. It's a new resolve to get involved in building community. We Shall Overcome has got to be more than a frame of mind. It's working hard in our own backyard to leave no child behind. We Shall Overcome has got to be more than a protest song. It's a loving vow to show somehow we can all get along. We Shall Overcome has got to be more than a melody. It's a one by one till the job is done to set all people free. We Shall Overcome has got to be more than a freedom song. It's confidence being convinced that right will conquer wrong. We Shall Overcome has got to be more than a song we sing. It's the will to fight to make things right so the freedom of the free. And now, if you are able, please continue to stand as we sing We Shall Overcome. The words can be found in the program. Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Ava Bennett, and I'm co-president of the Beauty of the African American Culture Club. The BAACC was initially founded as the Black Awareness Club, and while our name has changed, we are just as dedicated to advocacy. The BAACC has solidified itself as a staple in the CSU community by by organizing events and activities that celebrate and honor African American heritage. We seek to empower students and promote a genuine appreciation for our culture and the CHG community. The BWCCs mark our devotion to education, service, and action. These, of course, are all principles demonstrated by the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As a civil rights activist and preacher, Dr. King was known for his nonviolent philosophy. Through his conscious, deliberate, and organized protesting, he helped to open the door for Black Americans and inspired activism throughout generations. Every year, we choose a theme for this program that we believe resonates with Dr. King's philosophy. This year, the theme we chose is the art of protest. Dr. King believed that protest should challenge injustice while still affirming human dignity. One of my favorite quotes from Dr. King's autobiography reflects this. I'm firmly committed to the creative power of nonviolence as a force which is capable of winning lasting and meaningful brotherhood and peace. This quote reminds us that nonviolence is not a weakness. It is strength. It is creativity. It is a powerful and effective way to create real, lasting change. Like many of Dr. King's most enduring words, this quote echoes across generations. It teaches us that justice is not inevitable. It is crafted. This is the understanding at the heart of the art of protest. Protest requires courage, discipline, and creativity. Dr. King made it very clear that he did not choose nonviolent protest because it was easy, but because it was powerful. Because of this approach, bold individuals were able to pull our country closer to its ideals. The Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act were not gifts freely given. They were won through sustained strategic protests crafted by figures like Dr. King and the thousands of unnamed activists who refused to back down from the promise that all people are created equal. Their marches, boycotts, sit-ins, and acts of nonviolent resistance demonstrated that protests, when practiced as an art, can reshape a nation. Yet, their work is not finished. Inequality, bias, discrimination, and racism still exist today, reminding us that the art of protest is not confined to history books. It is a responsibility passed from one generation to the next. Each generation must decide whether it will remain passive or whether it will actively pull the arc of moral universe towards justice. As we celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we are reminded that honoring his legacy requires more than remembrance. It requires creative action. Dr. King showed us that progress is possible, but only when ordinary people create extraordinary change. The BWCC hopes to continue his legacy and encourages you all to do the same. Though we feel Dr. King's loss, his cause lives on in the hearts and the minds of all those with the will to make change. Thank you. And now, if you are able, please stand as we sing the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. The words can be found in your program.
She graduated CSG in 1976 as student body president. CSG is truly a family legacy for Ms. Penn. Her sisters Paula and Courtney are also alumni from the classes of 1972 and 1989. Ms. Penn has built a career centered on leadership, public service, and global engagement. She holds a Bachelor's of Arts from Wellesley College in Political Science and African American History, and a Master's of Arts from the Ohio State University in International Political Economy and Political Psychology. Her professional experience spans from local government, international trade, nonprofit leadership, workforce development, and higher education. In 2022, she founded Cheryl Penn Designs, LLC, where she leads the White T-shirt project, an innovative manufacturing for export initiative strengthening the textile production in West Africa. In 2024, Ms. Penn was recognized by the Center of Global Studies and Citizenship at CSG, and for the past 2 years, she has returned to campus as a guest speaker for Dr. C. Esser's Global Seminar. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Cheryl Penn.
As most of you that know me know, I don't usually get very out of control and all emotional at times like this, but I am today. My mother is here. Thank you. Sisters, and quite unexpectedly, members from the class of 1976. I'm quite overwhelmed, and it's always good to return to CSG. But I was particularly moved by the invitation to speak at the 2026 MLK program that commemorates Dr. Martin Luther King and the movement he has come to symbolize. I must admit that the opportunity to share my thoughts about Dr. King produces a sense of trepidation in the light of the social and political climate in which we find ourselves today. It seems to me I have an obligation to speak about what fueled that movement, in the hope that we can find some meaning, purpose, and direction for our daily walk. No matter our specific point of view, there can be no doubt that discontentedness, isolation, fear, dismay, anger have become familiar, and the result is evident. In the last 9 months of 2025, 29,000 political events and protests occurred in this country, triple the number of such events in 2024. This year's theme is the art of protest. It is a provocative theme, as it causes us to consider the nature of protest and the conditions under which it can be considered artful. I am defining protest not as an act of anger. It is not a collective tantrum. Rather, protest is a public expression of dissent intended to provoke change. A way of publicly saying I or we oppose that which we deem unjust. While protest can be an effective way to provide a sense of agency, it also alerts decision makers that there is possible opposition. But perhaps most important and most significant, protest can encourage witnesses to it to look more closely at conditions or laws or policies to which they have previously given little or no consideration at all. At the center of protest is the declaration that not seeing is not the same as not looking. Protest demands that we do not look away. The looking at a thing inherently results in consideration. It makes us consider how the target of protest fits within our professed ethical norms and beliefs. It focuses us and forces us to contend with the collision of our stated beliefs and our lived realities. Protest can bring into clear relief the incontrovertible reality that principles are only useful when they are inconvenient. Protest can indeed be powerful, but artful? What constitutes art? How does a thing rise to the stature of art? Using the definition I chose from Art Goda, which states that art is the tangible embodiment of an artist's imagination, creativity, and skill. It possesses the power to stir our emotions and offers an escape from the confines of reality. The tangible embodiment of imagination and an escape from the confines of reality sounds a lot like a dream. A dream that envisions that which does not exist, a dream like the one Martin Luther shared from the steps of Lincoln Memorial. An artist will attempt to capture that which her heart imagines, and she will bring all her skill to bear to bring that imagination into reality. In that pursuit, she will sacrifice. She will sacrifice sleep, food, money, even companionship. All becomes secondary to her attempt to bring to fruition that which previously existed only in her mind and heart. I suggest that it is the same for those who carry the burden of a dream. I suggest that as essential as sacrifice is to art, so it is to protest, and it is to reach its highest form. For 381 days, from December 5th, 1955 to December 20th, 1956, nearly 40,000 Black residents of Montgomery refused to ride in the back of the bus as was required by the segregation laws of that time. While many participated in the ride-share system that organizers set up, thousands still walked, an average of 8 miles a day. The average temperature that summer was 90 degrees, but they walked. In the spring, in the rainstorms, they walked. And in the cold winter, they walked. There was no guarantee of victory, only the certainty of hardship. This level of sustained sacrifice cannot be explained by persuasion alone. It was possible only because the individuals that made up that community had already embraced the principles of fairness, self-worth, and moral responsibility. When leadership called for action, it did not create conviction, it only activated it. And that activism nearly bankrupted the busing system in that city and ultimately resulted in the Supreme Court decision of Bauer versus Day, which declared segregated buses unconstitutional. In 1963, thousands of parents agreed to allow their children to participate in the Children's Crusade as part of the Birmingham campaign to dismantle segregation throughout that city. That decision to subject their children to the inevitable violence that would ensue is almost unfathomable. But by the time a child stepped into the streets of Birmingham, something incredible had already happened. Thousands of parents had already decided, long before May 1963, that segregation was indeed violence, and that teaching their children to accept it was more dangerous than fire hoses, or attack dogs, or jail cells. No speech could manufacture that conviction. No organizer could implant it. And for the first time, a civil rights protest was covered by the national news in America, and America could not look away. The impact was profound, as America was forced to grapple with the inhumanity and denigration inherent in racism. And there can be no doubt that the Children's Crusade had the intended impact, as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was signed into law a mere 14 months later. What Dr. King and others encountered in Birmingham was not persuadable fear, but prepared courage. The Children's Crusade and the Montgomery bus boycott represent the art of protest. I submit to you that the key to the art of protest does not depend on the number of people involved, but on the extent to which each involved individual is burdened with a pre-existing personal commitment. I suggest that in this day and time, the development of the essential commitment of individuals to justice and fairness and even love is faced with a formidable obstacle. And that obstacle is death. I am not referring to a specific group. I am referring to the pronoun itself and the ways in which it is used to somehow suggest that significance is relative. I declare, as will not surprise my old classmates, that I am significant. But I am not significant because I'm a woman. I am not significant because I am black. I am significant because I am here on planet Earth. I must embrace, then, the truth that if my simply being here is all that is needed to justify my access to justice and peace and empathy and kindness, the same is true by extension. It must be true about you and about everyone else. There is no doubt that such a conviction demands practice. It is not natural, and it is risky. It is what prevents us from calling retaliation or incivility protest. It is the stuff that produces the aforementioned prepared courage. It is the stuff that helps us fill the gap between what we say we believe and how we behave. It is the stuff that causes hate and injustice to be intolerable, but rejects the impulse to respond in kind. It is the stuff that requires a practiced mindfulness of others and a commitment to embrace God's command that we love our neighbor as ourselves. It can make dreamers of us all. It will move us from simply commemorating to emulating the courage and conviction of those we say we admire, but is also the stuff that may interpret as foolish and unrealistic. Some may say it is not sensible, but no matter. This point, I defer to Cinderella, as she reminded us that the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules, and they don't believe what sensible people say. But because these dim and dewy-eyed dopes keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day. Thank you, Caesar.
I'm delighted to introduce the CSG Steppers for their performance. Stepping is a percussion dance form that originated in Africa and was brought to America by newly freed people in the late 19th century. It combines military drills and African foot dances. It also draws from the movements and performances of old-school R&B groups. In the early 1900s, Black Greek organizations helped shape stepping into the style that it is recognized today. Over time, traditional steps have continued to evolve incorporating modern styles such as tap and jazz. Stepping is a common part of Black Greek life on college and university campuses. Beyond its movement, stepping serves as a form of art and connection and values that align deeply with the spirit of today's program. I would like to extend a sincere thank you to the parents who helped choreograph, lead, and support this group throughout the entire process. Thank you. Thank you to Ms. Jennifer Walton, parents of students in the classes 2034 and 2036, and Ms. Ariel Pitts Thomas, parent of a student in the class of 2039. If you've had the opportunity to attend a fraternity or sorority step show, you know that an important part of stepping is the element of call and response. Echoing its roots in African traditions, work songs, and gospel music, the call and response tradition creates a dialogue between the person calling and the rest of the group. This interactive element boosts morale, creates a high-energy atmosphere, and encourages the performers. The CSG Steppers have worked incredibly hard to prepare for this performance, dedicating weeks to practicing and growing so much along the way. Their commitment and teamwork truly shows. Keeping the tradition of the call and response and the interactive, high-key nature of stepping in mind, I encourage you to cheer on our steppers. Please welcome our CSG Steppers.
joining us today. As we honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and reflect on his theme, the art of protest, today's program reminds us that protest is not only an act of resistance, but also an expression of courage, creativity, and community. As we leave this space, may we carry forward the understanding that our voices, our talents, and our actions each have the power to create change and challenge injustice, and to help shape a more just and compassionate world. I would like to extend our sincere thanks to the many members of our community who made today possible. We are deeply grateful for our guest speaker, Ms. Cheryl Penn, class of 76. And to the CSG parents, Ms. Jennifer Walton and Ms. Ariel Pitts-Thomas, whose leadership and energy brought today's STEP performance to life. Please come up and accept a token of our appreciation.
We would also like to thank our student leaders, and we have a small token of appreciation for them. These students put together the program, and we are very proud.
Thank you again for joining us today.